I was making a video last week of myself answering some questions for a film about the LA riot girl scene, and so I set up the camera here and I got a good audio take with this unit I'm using today, and so I set up. The light is pretty good. I decided what to wear and everything is good, so I gave all my philosophies and answers and history on the subject, and then I uploaded my footage to do a little editing and take a look at it, and there I am, a 55-year-old woman, and I'm thinking, this is not so good. I'm critical of what I see because it's not who I feel like I was or am, or this whole transition into being an older person and sort of second guessing what are younger people going to see here. They're going to see an older person. They're looking at the wrinkles, or and it's debilitating on a certain level. But as long as you, in my case, I think, come on, just you got to do this anyway. I mean, quite frankly, I'm happy with how I look, and everything's good, right? I've never sort of paid enough. I've never sort of banked on my looks or youth per se. So I come out of my youth unscathed, and I have I'm related to for my beliefs and my creativity. But nonetheless, I definitely recognize, again, with this discomfort about how I'm presenting myself in terms of just simply what I look like. And I know if I'm doing that other people who don't have whatever sort of attributes that I feel I've built as a spokesperson, or somebody who is part of culture and happy to be interviewed or seen. What do people who might just be considering, older women who are considering starting a punk rock band, where are they, and how does I think it's exciting, right, to think of legions of women just saying screw it and getting on stage and putting together what they feel in music. As far as thinking about how older women might feel about participating in culture, I think there's this sort of systemic disdain for women who don't look young, who aren't young, and we're so conditioned to believe that once you've lost your youthful looks, or you're not fitting into this sort of visual box of what a woman should be if she's performing, it's likely quite difficult for women to kind of override all of that conditioning, or knowing that they're facing that conditioning if they get on stage in years where they themselves may have ended up believing they're no longer viable as performers due to their age. So I think there's a lot of that, the way the media portrays women, and all of fashion and all of these sorts of things, that we're so much defined by what we look like, and what a bizarre idea that is. But yet then again you think, well, how brilliant, because women themselves will step aside and back down and be quiet when they're no longer feeling that the confidence of youth and beauty. I think it's imperative that women push all of that stuff aside and make themselves visible, make themselves known, make all of the things that they've learned and everything that they've experienced, and the creativity that's clearly within them, to create a culture that is inclusive of all of that. Now is the time of the older woman.